You've walked into a commercial building, right? Maybe it's your office, a bustling retail store, or even your favorite restaurant. And you immediately notice something's just off. Too hot, too cold, or maybe the air just feels a bit stale.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's that feeling you get, you know it instantly.
It's a frustrating experience, and often we only truly pay attention to these systems when they're not working, isn't it?
That's usually how it goes, yeah. Out of
Yeah.
sight, out of mind, until you're uncomfortable.
Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on those often invisible, unsung heroes of commercial comfort. HVAC systems. These are the complex networks, absolutely crucial for maintaining comfort, enhancing productivity, and achieving real energy efficiency in, well, virtually any commercial space you can imagine.
Absolutely critical. They do so much behind the scenes.
Our mission for this deep dive is to cut through the noise and extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from our sources, especially our primary guide, Commercial HVAC System Care and Common Issues. We want to arm you with insights into the surprisingly frequent and often preventable problems that can completely undermine their performance.
Yeah, preventable is the key word there for a lot of these.
Think of this as your essential shortcut to being well-informed about what truly keeps our commercial spaces humming. Whether you're a building manager juggling tenant complaints, a business owner focused on the bottom line, or simply someone like me who spends a good chunk of their day in these spaces. Understanding these issues can transform a frustrating problem into a resilient, efficient, and ultimately more comfortable solution. So let's stop just feeling the problem and actually understand it.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we start?
Okay, let's unpack this. It often feels like the big, complex issues are the ones that bring everything to a halt. But from what our sources suggest, sometimes the simplest things can have the most widespread impact. And with commercial HVAC, that often starts with something as basic as, well, airflow and filters.
It might sound almost too simple, but yeah, a staggering 60% of commercial HVAC systems, they're actually operating below their optimal standard because of poor airflow.
60%. Wow.
That's huge. It is a huge number. And often it boils down to one, highly preventable issue. Clogged air filters.
Just the filters.
Just the filters. They don't just restrict the flow of conditioned air, which right away strains the whole system. They also significantly degrade the indoor air quality. Makes the space less healthy, less comfortable, the whole 9 yards.
60%. That statistic alone is truly eye-opening. I mean, we're talking about something as straightforward as a filter. So if your system is effectively like gasping for air, what does that translate to in terms of what you experience in a building? You crank the AC, but the room is still stifling, or the heat's blasting, but you're still shivering next to the window.
Exactly. Uneven temperatures, those notorious hot and cold zones within a building, are often the very first, most noticeable signs of this kind of underlying trouble. While a malfunctioning thermostat might be a suspect sometimes, those choked filters are frequently the root cause. When air can't move freely, your system just can't deliver conditioned air where it needs to go.
Makes sense.
But here's where it gets a bit more concerning. This kind of insufficient performance isn't just uncomfortable. It's often a red flag for more severe issues lurking beneath the surface. Issues that can lead to far costlier repairs down the line if you ignore them.
So we start with simple filters, but it sounds like ignoring that can snowball pretty quickly. Here's where it gets really interesting and potentially expensive, I imagine. Some issues, if left unchecked, can literally involve the very heart of the system.
Indeed. One of those critical issues is refrigerant leaks and low levels. Think of refrigerant as the lifeblood of your cooling system. If it's leaking, it directly impedes the system's ability to cool efficiently. Left unaddressed, this can eventually lead to the complete shutdown of the compressor.
The compressor. That sounds bad.
Oh, it is. That's almost always a major, expensive repair. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the cost of these repairs is actually skyrocketing in some regions.
Sure.
This is due to ongoing refrigerant phase-outs and stricter regulatory changes.
Ah, right, those environmental regulations.
Exactly. So timely intervention isn't just good practice. It's becoming, frankly, financially imperative.
So, if a building manager or owner suspects a leak, what's the absolute earliest sign they might spot before it gets to that major shutdown point? I imagine some might try to defer that expense, but it sounds like, well, a false economy.
You're absolutely right. Delaying is a huge mistake here. Early signs are usually a noticeable drop in cooling performance. The space just isn't getting as cold as it used to. Or maybe the unit is running constantly without actually reaching the set temperature. It's working overtime, but not getting the job done.
Okay.
The key is a strong emphasis on preventive measures. Regular leak detection checks, timely repairs as soon as any problem is identified,
Yeah.
and ensuring full compliance with all regional regulations concerning refrigerants. Catching these early can save you a fortune, truly.
And sometimes the system simply doesn't respond at all. You press a button, turn a dial, and nothing. We've all been there with maybe a dead thermostat battery or a simple trip circuit breaker in the panel, but it can be much more serious than that, right? More like the system itself is having, I don't know, a heart attack.
It can be, yeah. While those simple fixes are always worth checking first, absolutely. More serious electrical issues like burnt capacitors, those vital components that store and release energy to give your unit's motors the kickstart they need, or contactor failures, and even electrical surges can severely disrupt operation.
Capacitors, contactors. Okay.
These components are critical for starting and running the motors within the HVAC unit, particularly the fan and the compressor. And their failure puts that very expensive compressor at significant risk.
Right. Back to the compressor again.
Exactly. The solutions here involve routine electrical system checks as part of your regular maintenance schedule. Have a pro look at it. Additionally, investing in protective measures like surge suppressors can really safeguard your equipment from unexpected power fluctuations, which happen more than you think.
It seems like many issues, from those simple clogged filters we started with to refrigerant levels and now these electrical problems, they can all lead to bigger, more expensive breakdowns down the line if neglected. It's like a domino effect for the entire system's health, ultimately impacting that critical compressor.
That's precisely right. It's all interconnected. Overheating, electrical shorts, and just general mechanical wear are common afflictions for HVAC systems, especially when essential maintenance like proper lubrication, regular coil cleaning, or consistent refrigerant monitoring is neglected. These things matter. And if you allow these conditions to persist, the ultimate outcome is often compressor failure, a major, disruptive, and incredibly expensive repair that can bring your entire operation to a grinding halt.
Grinding halt, yeah, you don't want that.
No. We've seen businesses entirely shut down for days waiting for replacement parts. It's a massive disruption. The good news is that early detection through performance testing, regular electrical diagnostics, and consistent lubrication checks can significantly extend the lifespan of your system and help you avoid those catastrophic failures. Prevention is so much cheaper than the cure here.
So if we step back a bit, what does this all mean for the very structure of the building itself, and maybe more noticeably for business owners, our energy bills? Because it sounds like these aren't just comfort issues, they're also potentially significant infrastructure and financial drains.
They absolutely are. Let's consider drain lines and condensate blockages. When these lines, which are designed to carry away moisture from the system, get clogged, and that's often by algae or just general debris, it inevitably leads to water overflow.
Water overflow, where does it go?
Well, that's the problem. This isn't just an inconvenience, it poses a real risk. If the unit is rooftop mounted, you could be looking at significant roof damage over time. Water finds a way, right? And in any installation, it can seriously compromise the integrity of the HVAC system itself by causing widespread water damage inside the unit, or even encouraging mold growth in surrounding areas.
Mold, yikes. Nobody wants that.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
The solution is straightforward, thankfully. Ensure condensate system checks are a regular part of your HVAC maintenance schedule. It's a small check that prevents potentially massive structural and water-related problems before they escalate.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of things that indicate deeper problems, ever heard those weird noises? Grinding, rattling, or screeching from a vent? It's more than just irritating, right? It's your HVAC system trying to tell you something pretty important.
Absolutely. Those unusual noises are rarely just a minor annoyance. They're critical audible warnings. Things like a smoke alarm for your HVAC. Grinding could mean a bearing is failing inside a motor. Rattling often points to a loose panel or component vibrating. And a screech might indicate a worn-out belt that's about to snap.
Okay, so specific noises mean specific potential problems.
Generally, yes. All of these signal underlying mechanical issues that demand immediate attention. Ignoring them is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. Probably not going to end well.
Yeah.
The solution is to include regular inspections that specifically look for these potential problems and to promptly tighten any loose components or replace worn belts and bearings. Addressing these noises early can prevent more significant, costly mechanical failures later on.
And back to that frustrating experience of walking into a commercial building and finding some areas are Arctic while others are stifling. Those uneven temperature distributions and imbalances are such a common complaint. They directly impact customer and employee satisfaction, don't they?
They really do. And the root causes can vary quite widely. Sometimes it's as simple as blocked registers, where furniture or boxes or something are just obstructing airflow into a room.
An easy fix, hopefully.
Sometimes, yeah. But other times, it's more complex. It might involve improperly sized equipment for this space. Maybe the unit's too small or even too big. Or it could be leaky ductwork, where your expensively conditioned air is just escaping into walls or unoccupied ceiling spaces before it even reaches the room.
Leaky ducts. That sounds wasteful.
Extremely wasteful. This raises an important question. Did you know that leaks in duct systems can waste a truly significant amount of energy? Maybe 20–30% in some cases. Your system has to work much harder, requiring more power, essentially throwing money out the window just to maintain comfort when conditioned air is simply escaping.
Wow, that much.
It can be, yeah. So sealing those duct leaks, ensuring your HVAC equipment is properly sized for the building load are key. Key to achieving uniform comfort and substantial energy savings. It's about working smarter, not harder.
That's a great point about duct leaks. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. Definitely inefficient. And then there's the issue of rapid cycling when HVAC units are constantly turning on and off throughout the day. What's going on there and why should we care?
Rapid cycling, or short cycling, is a big red flag for several reasons. When an HVAC unit repeatedly turns on and off too quickly, it wears components out prematurely, especially the compressor and contactors. Plus, it wastes a considerable amount of energy because systems are least efficient during startup. It's essentially overworking itself for no good reason, leading to a shortened lifespan for those expensive parts.
So more wear and tear and wasted energy. Double whammy.
Exactly. Common triggers include those dirty filters we discussed earlier. Restricting airflow can mess with the pressure sensors. Also, thermostats that are mislocated and sensing incorrect temperatures, perhaps they're too close to a heat source like a lamp or in a direct draft.
Location matters.
Very much. Or, again, low refrigerant levels can also cause it. The preventative action here is crucial. Ensure you maintain clean filters, properly set your thermostats away from things that might give false readings, and vigilantly monitor refrigerant levels. Addressing these issues can greatly improve the system's longevity and, vitally, its energy efficiency. Stop the cycling. Save the system.
It really seems like all these individual problems, from a simple clogged filter to a refrigerant leak, even where you put the thermostat, they're all interconnected. And they can lead to a bigger drain on the wallet through energy inefficiency and rising utility costs. It's all connected, isn't it?
Precisely. You've hit the nail on the head. The financial impact is truly significant. What's often overlooked is that HVAC systems account for roughly 39%, almost 40% of all energy consumed in U.S. commercial buildings. That's a huge slice of the pie.
39%. Wow, I didn't realize it was that high.
It's substantial. So any inefficiency directly translates into a major financial outflow for a business, month after month. This inefficiency often results from a combination of factors we've touched on. Dirty coils reducing heat exchange, those leaky ducts losing conditioned air, outdated equipment that just isn't as efficient as modern alternatives, or even a system that was oversized for the building in the first place, causing it to short cycle and operate inefficiently even when it's new.
Oversize can be bad, too.
Oh, absolutely. It cools or heats the space too quickly, satisfies the thermostat, shuts off, then repeats. That's classic short cycling. Very inefficient and hard on the equipment. The solutions involve a multi-pronged approach. Regular coil cleaning to ensure optimal heat exchange, diligent duct sealing to prevent energy loss, and a strategic consideration of equipment upgrades if your current system is truly outdated or improperly sized. Implementing these can significantly reduce your overall energy demand and costs, directly impacting your bottom line. It's an investment, not just an expense.
We've covered a lot of ground today, really peeling back the layers on these complex systems. It's clear that while commercial HVAC systems can be incredibly intricate, many of the common issues we've discussed, from those budget-friendly fixes like filters to the potentially costly emergencies like compressor failure, they can actually be mitigated with the right proactive approach. It's not all doom and gloom.
Not at all. That's the key takeaway. It's all about building resilience and efficiency into your operations. Being proactive, not reactive. Based on the pro tips for building managers from our source, here's an actionable plan you can put into practice immediately. First, institute regular filter replacements and consistent airflow checks. Seriously, don't underestimate the impact of those simple actions.
Okay, filters first. Got it.
Second, make monitoring and repairing refrigerant leaks promptly a high priority. Don't wait for the system to fail. Third, Conduct routine electrical diagnostics, paying close attention to critical components like capacitors and circuit breakers. Get eyes on them regularly.
Electrical checks, right.
Fourth, keep those coils clean, both indoor and outdoor, and your ducts properly sealed to optimize airflow and efficiency. Maximize what you've got. Fifth, audit your system sizing and thermostat placement periodically. Maybe things have changed in the building. Ensure they're still appropriate for your specific space and usage.
Good point. Needs can change.
And finally, and perhaps most importantly, schedule routine professional maintenance several times a year. Don't skip it. This proactive, consistent approach by qualified technicians can catch small issues before they become expensive, disruptive emergencies.
By taking these steps, you're not just fixing problems as they pop up, you're actively ensuring consistent comfort, operational stability, and crucially, significant long-term energy savings in any commercial space you manage or own.
Exactly.
It's an investment that truly pays off, both in comfort levels for occupants and, well, in cold hard cash on the utility bills.
Couldn't agree more.
We've journeyed from simply recognizing an uncomfortable room to understanding the intricate workings and common pitfalls of commercial HVAC systems. You now hopefully have a deeper appreciation for the silent workhorses of our built environment, and maybe the confidence to spot potential problems before they escalate.
The key takeaway, really, is that proactive preventive care isn't just about fixing problems when they break. It's about optimizing performance, preventing costly downtime, and ultimately creating healthier, more productive, and maybe even more profitable spaces for everyone who uses them. It truly is an investment that pays dividends across the board.
Well said.
So, consider this thought as we wrap up. If a well-maintained commercial HVAC system can silently provide comfort, enhance productivity, and save massive amounts of energy just by getting regular attention, what other invisible systems in our lives or workplaces are silently costing us or hindering our well-being, simply awaiting a bit more proactive attention? Something to think about.
That's a really interesting thought to chew on. So the next time you step into a commercial building, we hope you'll notice the HVAC systems, or rather the effects of those systems, around you with a newfound informed perspective. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive